guys, it's Zach here, and it is a very sunny afternoon here in Guelph, and it's still very cold out. As you can see, there's lots of snow on the ground. I'm standing in a sunny part here. I just finished a Qigong practice, and I was doing it sans shirt, without a shirt on, and it was very, what can I say, invigorating. The sun was warm, and so when I was doing the circle walking, which is part of my practice in the sun, it was very nice, but little bits of wind were picking up. It was pretty cold when that happened, but I got through it, and I think this is a very beneficial thing to do for anyone in a northern climate where it's snowing for part of the year, is to not shy away from being outside and exposing your skin to the sun. The specific numbers that the Hippocrates Health Institute and Brian Clement recommend are, if you can get 3 times a week with 15 minutes exposure to the sun, if you can get that amount during the winter, obviously a bit more during the summer you're going to be encountered with the sun, but through the winter if you can get that much, that's going to help you maintain those optimal vitamin D levels in your body. Many of you out there are already experiencing the springtime, and definitely get out there if you haven't through the winter and you're not taking vitamin D to get that sun exposure. And my personal recommendations on vitamin D are to find a raw vegan source of vitamin D3 or vitamin D2. A lot of people recommend taking vitamin D supplements, yet they don't know that what it comes from. Basically you're getting what you pay for. If you're buying really cheap vitamin D supplements, just like any supplement, it's probably not all that absorbable. It's probably toxic to the body, and the body has to work to eliminate it, and this can be shown through spectrocell analysis when you don't actually have the vitamin D showing up in the cells in the bloodstream, carrying it around. Yes, you can have all these supplements you're taking showing up in the blood work, regular blood work, and you see like optimal levels of this and that, but if it's not getting into the cell, which is what spectrocell analysis shows, then you're not actually absorbing it. So there's sort of a revolution happening in the supplement industry, where whole food supplements are becoming the norm and are becoming widely known as the only way to actually get benefits from taking in an isolated nutrient. Whole food supplements are never isolated. They're actually got cofactors with them because they come from whole foods. So just briefly, some other sources of vitamin D are sunflower sprouts, and these are vitamin D2 if it's a plant source, which your body can convert to vitamin D3. Yes, it's not as efficient as vitamin D3, but if you're getting lots of vitamin D2, it can be great. So yeah, like sunflower sprouts, actually several types of green herbs like nettles. Many of the sprouts can contain vitamin D2, and if you're sprouting them with a full spectrum lighting system, you're going to be getting moderate amounts of vitamin D that way if you've got plentiful amounts of them in your diet. Other sources of vitamin D are whole raw eggs, the egg yolk specifically, and a shout out to Jack Needles for pointing that out to me. I was aware that I slipped my mind in one of my previous videos and I didn't mention the vitamin D components of those. But yes, if you're getting organic free-range eggs, they're going to have higher levels of vitamin D than regular eggs, and that's another way of getting them in through the winter. And then of course there is shiitake mushrooms that have been grown with ultraviolet light beamed on them, and you can get an extract supplement of that from Life Give Supplements. They have a vitamin D2 supplement from shiitake mushrooms. But yeah, I think the best way to get it is just from the sun. I'm out here right now. It's really not that bad. I've been out here for 25 minutes, even maybe close to half an hour. I've got the shirt on just because I'm standing still. I was walking around without a shirt on earlier. And yeah, when the wind picked up, it's cold. You get goosebumps. But if you've got good circulation in your body and you work out regularly, strength building exercise builds circulation in the body, builds literally miles of capillaries and veins and blood vessels in your extremities. So if you're having problems being outside in the cold and staying warm, that's one technique you can work on, is building up the circulation in your body, because that could be a factor that makes you feel cold all the time. And that's if you're a person that doesn't like the cold. You're obviously just not getting the proper circulation, or your body's not producing or burning enough fuel to heat your body. So you just got to up the caloric intake or up the circulation in your body, or a bit of both. Another thing you want to do is take this gradually. If you're not used to the cold, you want to expose yourself to cold or temperatures gradually, not do it for long periods of time and endanger yourself of hypothermia, obviously. Definitely maybe push your comfort level a little, but don't push yourself to the point of getting into severe pain or severe cold. Right now I'm actually barefoot as well. I wasn't doing the circle walking barefoot. I just took my shoes and socks off for this filming portion here because I've been listening to Shakaya Breeze's recommendations on that. She's on Facebook. So if Shakaya are watching this, I've got bare feet right now. And it's really cold and kind of painful, but I'm doing it just to see how I feel doing it. And yeah, another great thing to condition yourself to colder temperatures is cold showers. I'll do a video about that in the near future. That's another thing I love to do. And yeah, the cold temperatures, it's another way to build the capillary health in your extremities because your blood vessels will contract and then open up again when they get warm again. So this contracting and opening of blood vessels is actually a good thing. It moves toxins away from the surface of the skin. It obviously it exercises the capillaries and being able to dilate in that way. If we're constantly trying to always stay at the same temperature as we do in controlled temperature environments indoors, we're getting sort of used to and habituated to that same temperature, and there's not really much change in terms of the blood flow in our body to how close it is to the surface of the skin or how deep it is inside our body. Now, what does this have to do with longevity? Well, obviously I'm talking about its health benefits, but several cultures that live in more temperate climates, they do engage in exposing the body to colder temperatures. For instance, in the National Geographic study that was done a number of decades back, where they looked at the Hunzas, the Abkhazians in the Caucasus region of Russia, as well as Vilcabambans, they found that specifically the Abkhazians were well known to do these cold water plunges in various streams and stuff, and they were very healthy, vibrant people that lived into be centenarians. And the author of this study, who was out researching them, he would often have trouble keeping up to these 90-plus-year-old people who would go on these brisk walks through the woods and then just suddenly strip down and jump into a freezing cold stream in the dead of winter. So it's like cold mountainous regions on the edge of the Caucasus Mountains, and then they'd just jump in this cold water, get out, wouldn't suffer from hypothermia. Their bodies were just that well designed, and we're used to this because they've grown up doing this. So this is something we can slowly try or experiment with and see how we feel with it, but not get stuck in this constant need for warmth, this excessive need for the desire to go to tropical countries, for instance. You see all these people heading off to the tropics thinking that's the ideal place to be healthy, but in reality it's the temperate regions of the world where there's this balance of yin and yang, hot and cold. There's seasons that alternate. One other thing I forgot to mention and I wanted to go over, and I'm nice and warm now, I'm back inside, had a warm shower, which is a great way to reward yourself, to give yourself the incentive to do something and push yourself a little bit to do something like go outside and be in the cold with some of your skin exposed, or barefoot in the snow, etc. One thing I forgot to mention is that another possibility for cold extremities, whether you're outside in the cold or even just inside, a lot of people are inside in these really hot, heated houses, yet their bodies are still cold. In Chinese medicine, this would often be diagnosed or seen as something called Yang-Jing deficiency. So this is kidney yang deficiency. This is a deficiency of the warmer aspect of the kidney energy, which is that core foundational energy, which is also known as ojas in Ayurvedic terminology. And there are certain herbs you can take that boost the warmth in the body and actually heat the body up and get the circulation going, open peripheral circulation throughout the extremities of the body and warm up that core, stokes that fire. And then there's also yin-jing, which could also be another possibility, that you're deficient in yin-jing, so you don't have enough of what could be burned to create the yang-jing to warm up your body. And you can get yin-jing herbs that do these as well. So just off the top of my head, there's three I'll mention here. Two yang-jing herbs are Cistanche and Cordyceps, and then a yin-jing herb for building that core foundational energy that can support a strong and vibrant yang-jing force in the body. Could be He Shou Wu or even Romania. So you can find links to a great source for Cordyceps and Cistanche over there in the top right hand info box, or if you're watching this on my blog, it'll be below. And it is from Hyperion Herbs, and these are great extracts that you can add to drinks, smoothies, elixirs, to water. Just add it to food even if you want to do it that way. And then also they have an He Shou Wu extract as well, which is great. And this is my friend Brandon's company, Hyperion Herbs. Check it out. and let me know what you think about it. You can post your comments below if you've used these before, and let me know if you've actually experienced the effects in your body of being able to be warmer and have more retention of heat in your body, specifically through the winter time.